for another episode of Need a Lift. So we are off to pick up somebody very special. This is somebody who I met early on in my Lafayette family orientation. He has been a faculty member here a very long time. And as you're about to see, he radiates this incredible love and light. All right, I see him now. Our next guest, my friend, our friend, Professor Rex Ahene. Need a lift?
Finally.
How you doing, my friend?
I know.
It's
I know
so
it's been
good
a while.
to see you.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Thank you.
I need my hug. There's nothing better than a Rex Ahene hug.
Oh,
How you doing, my friend?
Yeah,
So good to see you.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it a beautiful day?
It is a beautiful
Beautiful
day.
companionship.
I know.
Here we go.
I know. We've been looking forward to this for a while.
I have two.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're in the cart because this is all part of my grand plan.
Yes.
That you're supposed to have retired. Actually, today. Okay, you're
Yeah.
not retiring, Rex. I'm not allowing you. So this is part of my grand plan. Is if I put you in the cart and we have this great conversation, you'll realize, you know what?
This
I have
is not
to
the
keep.
end.
Got to keep going.
Yeah.
But talk about how did you get to Lafayette? And it's been 40 years now, right?
40 years. It was an accident, really, because I was living in Wisconsin at that time, looking for a job. And I happened to run into Jerry Heavy and Tom Bruggins, who were recruiting at the American Economic Association meeting at the time. I didn't have an interview slot with them, but I just walked in. And it turned out that somebody had an interview with them, had canceled, so they had time. And we just started talking, and the rest is history.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
40 years later, here
40
you
years
are.
later, exactly. In a way, I realized I had a purpose. I felt like I have a role to play, and I needed support to do that. And fortunately enough, Lafayette was very generous in making that possible.
It's Mojo Time.
Hey,
Hello.
there you go.
How you doing? Actually, the
That's
tea
for
is
you?
yeah, the
Oh,
coffee's
yours
for the
is-
tea's for
the
me.
coffee's for
There
me.
we
I
go.
love
yeah,
coffee.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Good to
Thank
see
you.
you. All right, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
I mean, you've taken a number of students, alums, folks back over to Ghana. What's that like?
It's a life-changing experience for them because a lot of students and a lot of Americans in general have no idea what Africa really is. And over history and over time, the image of Africa that has been portrayed in the news is really nothing close to what it is on the ground. So it's a transformative experience for students to see Africa firsthand. Yeah, for a lot of the African Americans I've taken to Ghana, it is a sense of closure. You know, from slavery to liberty and liberation, to self-recognition and identification, and recognizing that you have a history that precedes slavery.
Yeah.
And you have culture and ancestry that can be connected, even though it was disconnected for a short period of time.
Yep.
And that realization brings closure to a lot of them that, look, I have a place, I belong, I have a history, I have a genealogy that can be traced. And that rich cultural tradition is something that I can own and claim for myself to complete my journey. So when you put it together, it really is a meaningful trip.
So tell me about where we are. Tell me about
Oh
this.
man, this, I didn't even realize where we are. This is Transcendence. It's a sculpture that basically summarizes what I was just saying, bringing closure, the full cycle of it. Because transcendence basically is, you know, believing in something greater than yourself and recognizing the potential that surpasses what you think you're capable of. And to me, that's what Lafayette represents. There's so much potential, far beyond what we think we see today. And the ability to challenge ourselves to realize that potential is what this sculpture actually represents for me. And for me, throughout the journey, from the beginning, and all the changes we've made up to this point, and looking forward to the potential beyond today, it's unbelievable. It's very meaningful to me.
That word transcendence is so powerful, right?
It is.
It's so powerful. And I think about, somebody once told me the role of an educator is exactly that, right? To
Yes.
get a student You see potential in them, they might not even see in themselves.
Exactly.
Right? And then you unlock that.
Yes.
And they own it. It's theirs.
Yes.
And then they can elevate with it, right? But,
Definitely.
But that
Definitely.
transcendence, part of being an educator is just, again, we don't as educators make it happen. They make it happen. We're
yes,
just
sir.
there to show
We
it
just
to them, right? You
nurture
just
it.
point at it, right?
Exactly.
And then you see what happens. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's beautiful. Yes.
You know, the idea of, and we talked about this really early on. I think this is where we connected because I think we both had this experience.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you love something that doesn't always love you back. Matter of fact, institutions are particularly good at this. You
Yes.
can fall in love with an institution
Yes.
and it doesn't feel like the institution's
Yes,
loving you
yes,
back, right?
Definitely, definitely.
But then you persist, right? And you know that the institution actually isn't a stagnant thing.
no,
We actually are the institution. We get to
We
shape
are.
it, right? We get to form it.
definitely.
And our students are it too, right? All of us are the institution. It's actually not bricks and mortar. The
Yeah,
institution
and
is
that's
all of us
because-
together.
Again, you put it together, transcendence, recognizing the potential beyond yourself,
That's right.
and persevering through all the obstacles to achieve what you believe the potential is. It's really what challenges us, and that's what motivates me.
That's right. That's what
Yeah.
motivates me too.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
All right, we're in the part of the conversation where I get to ask you the questions I ask every guest. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, although I might have this one, I might already know the answer to. Favorite word?
Perseverance.
Great word. Great word.
Yeah.
Favorite song?
Louis Armstrong's "What a Wonderful Day."
That's good. That's a good song. That's a good song. All right. And when I say Lafayette, the first thing that comes to mind is
Oh, wow. Family.
family. It's a good answer.
Family. My wanting to continue to mentor students and to engage them, to empower them to become entrepreneurs in their own life and also in business or whatever passion they have. It's just a continuation of my experience as a teacher.
Well, look, this is one of those words I love to redefine at Lafayette. I think entrepreneurship is not a business term. I
No.
think actually entrepreneurship is a spirit.
It's a spirit.
And I actually think, I was a social entrepreneur. I still consider myself a social
Yes.
entrepreneur for 15 years, right? When I was doing the college advising core work. So I actually think entrepreneurship is a way of solving problems.
Yes.
It's a mindset, right?
mindset,
And it's
yeah.
also a very inclusive mindset because you have to think about how all the pieces of the puzzle come together.
Definitely.
And I actually think, this is the first time I've said it out loud, but I'll say it to you and now I'll say it to everybody because they're going to watch. I actually think it's in Lafayette's DNA.
It's always been in our DNA.
I think
All
it's
you have to do is look at what our alums do.
That's right. That's right.
And where do they get those ideas and innovation
right.
from?
That's
From when they are here.
That's right.
The reason why they are so dedicated to Lafayette is because of what Lafayette gave them
That's right.
and empower them to go out and do with the alums.
That's right.
That broad interdisciplinary education and the ability to understand how to solve problems is what completes the liberal education.
Yep.
And being entrepreneurial about that doesn't necessarily mean going to business. It means figuring out a way to use the skills you've acquired to solve problems.
That's right.
And that's all it is.
And to make the world a better place.
Make
right?
the world a better place.